All right, here we go. We are going to do a special webinar tonight talking about coronavirus crisis cleaning. If that's, I almost even hate to call it that, but I don't know. I guess that's kind of what we have to call it. Really, at this point, it's sort of even uncomfortable to say. But at any rate, that's what we're looking at. That's what we're talking about. I've got my good friend, IICRC instructor, Shawn Bisaillon, and he is going to be it's going to kind of be an interview, but kind of just a banter back and forth, just talking about this subject. We will leave some room, more than likely, for a little bit of Q&A at the end. So just
We're not
to let
going
you know,
anywhere. I'm stuck where I'm at.
yep. So what I want to do first is do a sound check. Who can actually hear me and see Shawn, just to make sure nobody said anything yet. But if you guys could just give us a quick yes or why or something, that way we know. There we go. Thank you,
Eric,
Eric.
how you doing, Eric?
Thank
Good
you,
to see
James. Yeah, was Eric at your class there? Did you
you. Yeah,
end
he
up
came
doing
by.
that
He was
class?
very attentive. The guy was
Good.
awesome. I think he's even gone to see Uncle Phil since then. And
Bill Yeaton is here. All right. Hey, Bill.
all right,
And
we got a whole
rolling.
round of
Guys,
people
Doug, is
jumping
that
in. Hey
Doug
guys,
Heiferman or which Doug
hey
is
guys,
that? I'm not sure which Doug that is. All right, guys.
Dave,
You guys
Joe.
can see us and hear us.
You know,
For this webinar, we'll probably keep it mostly to our camera, so you get to look at our, hey, Bill. You
Doug
get to look
Heiferman.
at our ugly faces the whole time. I've got a couple of things couple of links to show you, so I might show you my screen too a little bit here and there. Hey, it's Doug Heiferman. Hey, Doug. So yeah, the weird thing about when somebody signs up for these, sometimes they don't put in their last name. I don't always know who it is. The Cobra. Yep, the Cobra himself. So what we want to talk about, we've got a little bit of a loose outline that we want to go over. Most of you know both of us. I don't know, maybe for purposes of introduction, Shawn does IICRC instruction all over the United States, and you teach, I know, carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, and what else?
I also do the odor control course.
Okay.
Definitely dealing towards the germ side of things and
Right.
and how it affects all sides of cleaning and restoration. I do some spotting courses. And a few other specialty classes on area rugs and kind of identification, introduction to things. But for the IICRC, specifically in the cleaning textile sciences.
Perfect. And so tonight we're going to be talking about textiles, also flooring a little bit as well. Really the first thing that I wanted to get across, I posted a sort of a meme or a statement up on the cleaning marketing board. And I can't remember exactly how it goes, but in a nutshell, when this crisis is over, and hopefully it's not going to be, I mean, who knows how long it's going to be, but it will eventually be over. And when it is, we want to be able to have said something beneficial to our employees, our colleagues, even in your city, and your clients, and no fear mongering with that, but something helpful. So what the real purpose of this webinar is to give you guys some helpful information and really just show you what you can say to your clients. Now, keep in mind, when we talk about some of that stuff, we're not attorneys. I'm not an attorney. Shawn's not an attorney. That we are not giving you legal advice at all. The laws might be even totally different in your city, in your state. I don't know, but we're going to give you some of what we know and some of what we've been trained to talk about. But again, still, that's the big disclaimer at the front of any of this. There's no.
And I think also how we're interpreting it now. I mean, everything's unfolding as we go. We have states starting to require or dictate who we can go in and see, and if we can or cannot even service areas. So it's changing, right. And so we don't know. We're adapting and trying to be as helpful as we can using our skills.
Right. So from the beginning of this, it's all about the fundamentals of just being a good person and being a good company, being a good brand, and just going out and helping people. That's sort of the mindset that I want you to even have with your clients, with your employees, with your colleagues, even the other cleaners in your city, things like that. So no fear mongering. Let's get that out of the way. You really want to avoid just scaring people about any of this type of stuff. Now,
yeah, and I see it happening from even the restoration side already, and they're setting up divisions of disinfecting companies, and some of the approach that it definitely is playing on the current status, people's mindset of where they're at and what are we going to do and to what level are we going to have to approach this. And I think there's a market for people that need immediate kind of sanitation, but I think that's a more important word that we're using, that we're providing at a health level that it's sanitary and that the risks have been lowered. And we got to be clear about our statements as we get out there. And I think people are just fogging products that shouldn't be fogged and don't have claims for it, and their liability is going to get connected to their processes. And so we just need to focus on what we're great at. And for most of us in this industry, it's cleaning. And hopefully we've always been aspiring to be better cleaners, because right now that's what we're going to have to do, be great
Absolutely.
cleaners.
Absolutely. So, Avi, you asked a question about sanitizer. We're going to be talking about some specifics of that in just a few minutes. So, the first thing that I want to get out of the way, because I know a few of you are that I've talked to are saying business is really slow, it's fallen off. What do you do? So, the first thing that I want to tell any of you to do is to contact your past clients. That's what you always need to default to. If you've been in business for more than a year, you want to call them, you want to send them an email, you want to send them a postcard. You want to maybe text them if you have their cell phone number to text them, but contact them and let them know about some of the services that you can do. Shawn and I were just talking about that right before the webinar. A lot of the times your clients don't even know all of the different services you do.
Yeah, today I had the great opportunity of just confirming a call. She actually said, "Oh, are you calling to cancel on me?" I said, "No, absolutely not. We know how important our business is to your business. Thanks for letting us in. We appreciate it. It's an after hours floor job and some carpet cleaning for a local lab that does aviation equipment that she was sharing how it affected, private pilots, and a lot of the aviation equipment isn't getting done. And they said, cancel their orders coming to them. So it's showing how it connects to everybody. But one of the important things I mentioned to her is that we don't just clean carpets and the floors and strip and wax in this particular scenario, or tiles. We also do full sanitation cleaning. We can do wipe down of your surfaces, and deeper sometimes than maybe your custodial service has contacts for. So she was like, "Oh, you do other things." And often our branding, it just gets in our own way, and we have to be ready to accept and let people know what other things are we adapting to immediately as we're contacting them.
Right, right. So especially right now, more than ever, guys, contact your past clients. I've been telling you that for ever since you probably ever heard of me, but do that.
They know
Contact
who we
your past
are.
clients.
They're already
Right,
comfortable. They're looking for answers from people they've already had some maybe trusting conversations with.
right,
So your introduction time is already over, and they already have that approach that you're a cleaning specialist of some sort, and they're reaching for anybody that can give them information about what is cleaning, what more cleaning. I mean, it's awesome. We've been getting busy. I mean, we're not slow as some of them have been, but we have a lot of past clients, some of which are commercial contracts, our orthodontics offices, chiropractic offices, health care kind of offices are really advocating, and they've got access, but they're closing to their patients. They're letting us in to do cleanings because they're not as regulated as maybe some of the schools.
right,
The janitors or the custodial contractors are going to get stretched because they have to become better cleaners too.
right,
And they're not going to have time to do the side work, which was carpet cleaning. They're going to need a lot of the professionals that have the right and abilities to do it really well, not
right,
just okay and maintain and polish the carpet. We need to be cleaning and
right.
knowing what that means.
Right, right. And so I would start with your commercial clients first, by the way,
Oh yeah. Oh
calling
yeah.
them, sending them a letter. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. But like Joe was saying, Joe, your last name's on here, so I don't know your last name. But Joe's saying his commercial clients have paid huge dividends over the past week. So definitely do that. Educate them about the things that you can do for sure. It could be very much worth your time. So,
Well, we have a lot of commercial partnerships, value partnerships that we don't necessarily always clean for the property, but they have a day-to-day contact with them where we might only have a quarterly contact with some of our carpet contracts. So we've made reaching out to our partner vendors that are also in those properties because we've got great relationships with them, and we always have and strive to. Some of them have brought us in, we've brought them in, some of them, and if we don't offer all those services, we're not always attached. So we've
right,
been really aggressive to communicate that we're available to help, and giving back to help, is another way in the commercial environments that we need to be. Our schools, our not so fully funded daycares, some of the city places, which will get our employees back able to work full time because their kids are in daycare as well. So we,
right,
we have to, we got to help where we can. And the commercial side might be, the Ronald McDonald House cleanings that need to be done, especially now. And we've got, I know the Pacer group here in Colorado's got it coming up in the next couple of months, which is timely because we need to get in there and do better. So
yeah,
not just carpet, fabrics, especially.
right. And in some of these businesses will get cleaning done almost even just because they know that something they should do at this time, just to check that box off, just
Yeah.
to say that they did it, just to say that they went through that. And sometimes they're genuinely concerned. Maybe they even had somebody that had coronavirus come
And right
through
now,
that
I think a
door.
lot of cleaners are scared because they don't know, and there's a
Right,
pause. We're all paused. We don't know,
right,
but we do know we're going to have to clean, and
right,
they know they're going to have to clean.
right,
So it's just being there and prepared and helpful, and being supportive of your employees, especially if you're past a one-man show and it's not just you and the family right now, but it's you and
right,
10 families or 20
right,
families and homes that we're trying to care for. So take care of your equipment, get it ready to go. So once if you're slow, that once the calls do start coming, you are ready. And tighten the belt a little bit right now as we're trying to adapt and be ready to get to those next contracts. But don't be so scared. It's going to turn back on for if you stay in contact. The churches, your friends, your families, reach out to the people that help develop your business that may not be so aware you need their help right now to spread the word that you're a great cleaner.
right. Like Roland's saying, churches are calling him right now. So we're going to talk about the list of some places that we know of that I've heard about that can be good places to market to and call. But again, first your past clients. So let's talk about, as cleaners, what specifically can we help them with? Carpet cleaning, tile cleaning. Talk a little bit about that. Like specifically, what are we going to be going in there to help them do?
Laminate floors, tile cleaning, upholstery cleaning. I mean, the
Right.
the LVT that they've been smearing stuff on with mop and glow and haven't been doing a deep clean that we can further advise that they've got grain and things that are holding on to soils that are in these surfaces. So we have to look to helping out on things that they've been doing an okay home job on, but we've just got to make cleaner, especially in lots of kid environments. We try to donate in a regular basis to our local community to people that are in need, and they weren't cleaning before, and their places were way past unsanitary. And we
Right.
get there, we try to at least get them to an acceptable visual level and not smelling bad, but those places are still very, very full of bioactivity, viral activity, and we need to get more aggressive on there. I mean, I'll bring this back out again, John. This is,
Yeah.
1993, Dr. Michael Berry, and I've been reaching back to this document and the things that it defines about what is clean, the definition
Right.
of clean, and what is sanitary. And I think our goal needs to be to get things to a sanitary condition right now. Saying we've disinfected everything, the
Hmm.
terms that we'd have to make claim on to say those things,
Right.
in a science. And he's the deputy director of the EPA. These guys study health. I think this is a great quote. Health is the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. I mean, it's the fear that is unhealthy right now, and people's
Right.
uncertainty of
That's
what,
the most.
we've never worked to clean as well as we need to. And those that even say they clean because it looks so awesome and it smells so good with their greatest new pre-spray haven't really all learned what really cleaning is about. And
Right.
we have the biggest, baddest truck mounts and equipment and all these things. They have to be used to their fullest potential and not just quickly giving you profit for fast moving in and out of jobs. And I think that's going to be even more important in the multifamily places where people have been used to getting $99 cleanings for whole houses and what that means. I mean, I can't clean for 99. I can't vacuum a house for that, for making any kind of payment to a guy that's going to be careful and take care of the equipment and in and out of their home, just to the services. So,
For
look
sure.
to what is cleaning right now and
For sure.
define that, and
Yeah.
then help them make it better. So I think we need to not be looking to make everybody's home a disinfected hospital clean grade room. We need to be looking at what do people need to get them to the next level, and how can we be supportive of that without scaring them into, oh, if you don't fog your house with MetaClean and this product and put botanicals in your candles everywhere, that you're gonna die. I think we have to be
So
careful.
you brought up foggers. Is that appropriate, you think, at this point?
In some environments, and we have to be
Yeah.
out of where we're breathing them and others are going to be breathing them.
Right.
Some of the products that we can spray that can have an effective treatment on viruses, that can be effective at stopping these reaction, the spread, like our unregistered botanicals, and some that aren't but are safer for us, that we are pretty sure that are working. I think that some of those would be benefit to get out in those environments to at least stop it where we can. But
Sure.
a lot of the products that are being fogged, but don't say anywhere on their bottle that they're appropriate to fog. They're not meant to be. So we're putting them into environments that we're already breaking the law on. And then we move on to, what if we just have it there? It is certainly good to know that we're putting it out there. What did they do? Time oil, I think what you're saying, James, time oil is what I'm reflecting to. I think it's a good option. Metaclean, he just popped up there. John Don's got, that I'm sure coming in their stocks. I know I have some in our availability for surfaces that it's appropriate for. And it has claims, and it is one of the listed products that's out there with the with the CDC's listings of what's appropriate to use. So this has claims if you use it, but if you read the label, it says clean. It first says clean the surface. The carpet, it says steam clean the carpet. That's what it says specifically, using steam cleaning extraction processes. So some of us have been asking about what about pad cleaning and some of the other things. Well, at least we're removing soil. We're along the way, but be careful what you claim you're accomplishing. And if you have the ability to offer something that brings it to a fully or more accepted sanitary level, then maybe you should be looking at those options. Hot water is where I'd start. Stop, get chemistry out of the picture, super hot water, maximize your efficiencies on those, and then start bringing in the chemistry to treat everything else that we're not cleaning as well as we could have.
For sure. And so the other really important thing, you briefly mentioned this, but make sure that whatever chemical you're using, whatever disinfectant you're using is appropriate for that thing that you're cleaning. All of them can't be used on carpet.
No.
So make sure that on the label that it says it can be used on carpet if you're using it on carpet.
And that your statement is clear to the product, that what it states and claims it does.
Right.
If it doesn't say it disinfects that surface and says it sanitizes, then offer that and make sure that a client is understanding of what that term is accepted to mean in our industry to bring it to a level of public acceptance and clean, not fully removal of all levels of everything like a hard stainless steel medical counter is going to be. So we have to define these terms and offer those. I think back to definitions of what cleaning is, it's got some great levels of what you can get to from whether you're making it sterile, are you disinfecting something, are you sanitizing something. Any one of those could be a reference to you're in a process of cleaning.
Right.
So, do we need chemistry to help us with that? I was talking to a professional just today, trying to solve their problem recently. They fogged everywhere. They put whatever, and there's product all over. I mean, they took control. They had huge amounts of it. You saw the videos of them doing that. Our populated areas are not taking those kinds of controls to deal with the spread. As things get to be more dangerous. You said QT, I think, for product choice. That's what we're looking at on the type of killer that's effective in these sorts of situations. That's that aggressive, that can break that bubble. But you got to look for the listings. Follow your listings. Call the manufacturer of the product you're using if you're in doubt to what it's effective on and what their claims are making that, because you're putting your name attached to that. And until FIFRA law is lifted, if it ever would be, and not that I'm an advocate that we see those laws that protect us are gone, but I mean, look at what they do in storm events. They lift requirements for asbestos and for lead testing so that we can get in and start making the structures healthy and safe quickly. Right now, we're trying to make people healthy and safe. As long as we take proper precautions or extra precautions on the level of protection against our employees that are applying these products and the environments when they're being applied, and that they have time to settle and be up before occupancy, I think these things can be used even further than we are.
Right. And like somebody's mentioning, how can this kill 100% on soft surfaces? It can't.
It's not. It's not. So don't make that claim. The product doesn't. Right. And, I hope you're running a rotary extractor over top of it and harnessing the steam on top of the carpet and not just quickly washing it over with a wand. Right. I mean, if you want to show clean, throw a Rotovac or an RX-20 or a Haas or one of these monster, really deep cleaning machines on there. Oh, I don't need it. Well, now maybe you need to see what that scrub and heat containment can do past just the polishing and the visual acceptance that a lot of us, are comfortable with and that our customers love from us. It's not discounting that it's a great service you've been cleaning, but we still can be better. Have we achieved the best we can? Is better possible?
Right. Right. So the other thing that I used to have an issue with all the time after a hurricane, people freaking out about the sanitizers and the microbials that we're using. So you know what I used to love to do? Give them the MSDS sheet. Have all kinds of copies of the MSDS sheet. And as soon as the client starts to have all these questions, just go, well, Mrs. Jones, here. You give them some vague information that you know about it, but easily hand them the MSDS sheet. Yeah, the IICRC, good. They've got a press release about that. But some people that are very techno oriented that really want to know eat that kind of stuff up, and then you seem more professional because you're actually handing them the sheet to the thing that you're using.
Use the safety data sheet, the explanation sheet, the label sheets, the product sheets. Use those as your lead into what you're doing, and make sure you're clear about it. They'll protect you at least to the level of what you're applying them to, as long as you're following the rules and the laws that are on those labels.
Yes.
So just
And
be
so, in other
careful.
words, like I'm not even sure if these two are good for fogging. Do you know if they're okay? Because if they're not,
I'm fairly
then you
certain they're
can't use them.
not.
Okay, okay.
I'm pretty
So,
certain that at least in this, definitely not in an occupied space, but
right.
whether they're going to have an effect. I think a lot of the things you're seeing that people are fogging and applying right now are hopefully after clean. A lot of people are putting electrostatic products out that are just coating the surface to hopefully create a puncture barrier as something new settles on it, that it creates a protective barrier on the surface to get their products to stick, as they're going to have a longer dwell time and then be there when something might hit. These products usually, they die after they're dry out, so they don't have the efficacy for long term that you'd see out of some of the even more detrimental to our body products like glutes and such that we don't have. But the label is the law. James, you're right, man. That's the fact. Follow the label. We are not the chemical formulators. They have got attorney, a past attorney. A lot of the labels, however, are sub-labels. Some of the labels, what I think a lot of cleaners get confused about, is that there's products that have been made from one company to another company, and they're actually this product, and they make all the claims that that product does, but it doesn't actually have the registration numbers from the EPA. Those are the big points, and I think we need to be really careful about how we emphasize the product's effectiveness and what it can be dealt with. So the label.
So the EPA has made a new list because I was asking Bill, I'm not sure if he's had a chance to check, but some of these may not be in stock right away with John Don. Call your local John Don, see if they have any, see how soon they can get you
Yeah.
chemical.
I saw a
But if
claim earlier today, or a statement that I think it came from oh goodness, Craig Jasper made a comment about chlorine dioxide or chlorine oxide. I want to make sure you get the chemistry name right. That is listed on there as one of the choices of products to use. And if I'm not mistaken, that might be Procure, and that may be something that also can make claims. And it is a foggable, mistable gases product. I'm not sure on its claim level and how it's applied to this particular scenario, but definitely something that I think the folks at Procure could be, and John Don are very educated about for odor and dealing with it. Just Gone, Tim pointed, I think that is a chloroxide type product and dioxide product, that ClO2 product that's out there. So definitely, and cannot fog ClO2. So there is a gases product that I know that they're putting into substances, but for the purpose of odor control, not necessarily for the claim of disinfecting. And I think that's where you'd see that variance. It does solve, it may get to the surface, but whether it reached it or the fogging got there, I mean, a lot of the products you see now, they're using macro mist foggers, and they're spraying it. It's really less than a fog than it is a fine particulate treatment, I would say. In a lot of them, they're aerosolizing the products, but it's getting spread in more of like a volume sprayer as it's getting wet onto the surfaces as they're putting it out. So I think that treatment to those surfaces, and saying you're treating those surfaces with that application, not fogging the airspace to make those claims, is where you got to be careful.
Right, using it more as a sprayer than a fogger, really.
Yeah.
I think the other things to really take note of is the dwell time. Because keep in mind, if you're going to do any wipe downs, or even before carpet cleaning, before tile cleaning,
contact time, 10 minutes.
Right. Partitions, keep in mind all that stuff.
If you're in a dry area, it could dry, it could evaporate faster than that contact time even has it there. Right. So you got to maintain that contact time after cleaning, that these surfaces stay wet for 10 minutes with the treatment. Right. And a lot of people go in with their disinfectant, cloth, and wipe down a handle and think it's done. You know, they're cleaning it, they haven't done their homework yet.
Yeah. So make sure you're paying attention to that. Also, make sure you're paying attention to your safety and your employee safety with respirators, gloves. Almost all of these, if I'm not mistaken, will require a respirator, right?
Yep, and some masking in some of these areas. Some of the surfaces that soft or hard surfaces may be good for are not damaged by some of the chemistry. We made it healthy, but we've got a bunch of bleach spots now. We've destroyed the fabric, so the color non-color fast surfaces, which might have been better just hit with steam.
Right. And your client not in the room, nobody else in the room,
Nobody
you know. So, and then there's other local laws too about PPE, like it's sometimes even, I know in Florida you had to actually have a doctor fit you for that respirator.
You have to be fit
able to
tests.
even
You have
wear
to be
one.
physically fit. You have to be that. Christine has a great question on there. I don't think you need to switch from your normal pre-sprays. I think you need to do, some of us need to do better cleaning. You know, we need to improve our use of the current products and the processes we have, and we need to adapt our cleaning and our products based on the soil and the fibers that we're cleaning and the soil load of the environment that we're going after could make you change your pre-spray. But don't do it in compromise of the latest smell or more effective if it's been effective.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, David's right. You know, fit test, pulmonary function tests have to be done before you can put a respirator on. You know, skin contact with respirator contact, not just throwing a respirator on
You'd
the
have
new
to
guy.
shave,
And
wouldn't you? You'd have to
I
shave.
actually shaved the other day.
There you go.
I'm thinned down. I have no sides, so I can get my mask almost here. I've got to do a little trim before I throw my respirator fully on and use it. But I haven't been in the field doing it where I have my staff, and they know. You know, I think one important thing that we haven't hit yet, maybe it's on the list, I guess, about employees and our staff and how we react with our people right now,
Right.
it's gonna truly shine. You know, we're doing our best to, as we have a slower schedule overall, but I've got some staff that can't come to work. You know, they got kids that they can't all of a sudden have any place to put. And so we're being adaptive. We're trying to give them tasks that maybe the kid can hang out and watch his iPad while they're doing some side work, and letting them do those things to keep those guys employed as much as I possibly can. You know, I hope to have my trucks showroom detail polished by the end of the snowstorm, and because we're snowing outside on top of it, you know, a little bit here in Colorado, which is beautiful. It is slow. It's another lull, but yet in a full snowy day with coronavirus, COVID-19 around, we still had 3 trucks out today cleaning for residential clients. It's there. You know, you just have to be ready for the right customers, and for those that are compromised or concerned, be accepting and thankful that they're concerned and ready for them when they call you back.
Right. Some of you might not know, but Sean and I are almost neighbors. Not quite. He's a couple of cities down, but he lives closer to Denver. I'm out in Fort Collins, but yeah, I got about 4 inches of snow so far out where I'm at. But I think the other thing that would come to mind, especially if you've got a bigger company or if it's anywhere feasible, maybe you could help provide childcare. Maybe hire somebody else to come in and watch some of the kids, or I don't know how that can work, or even if it's feasible, but if it is, you know, try to do something like that. Whatever you can do that makes sense to help your employees, do it, you know, because they need the extra help right now if you can afford it and if you can make it happen.
Isn't that nicer looking than me? Can you see that? How clear is that? Is that clean?
There we go. The snow outside. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Nice.
back. That's the view from my backyard. That's where we are at. But you know, it is. You got to be adaptive. You know, I've got some staff that they need some work to do and they need time. So we're adapting that work to them and the guys that can go in the field that are healthy. You know, and they're concerned too. You know, don't ignore the importance of your staff's concern about going into homes. Be it, you know, if they have concern about it, and then are you not being careful enough for them? Are you not providing them the PPE they need in the environments? And then are you not calling the customers in advance to say, hey, is there anyone sick in the house, or has there been? You know, we don't want to bring our people in that then compromises our ability to do the service for you, or restoration services if you offer it for a flooded situation. So yeah, Ron, the snow is beautiful. It's actually really wet. My 15-year-old's outside snow shoveling, so I love the snow right now. He's shoveling.
There you go. Speaking of that too, talking about like communicating to your clients. So let's talk about that a little bit. So cleaning your equipment between jobs. We need
We
to, at
always
this point, be
we've
giving
always
our
wiped it
clients
off.
information about how we do that, how we're maybe spraying it with the right type of sanitizer, how we're cleaning up our hoses, and letting them know that we're taking extra measure to not spread this thing, because some of
Yeah.
your clients are concerned about that.
No, we are. I mean, I put a video up on Facebook the other day, kind of
Good job.
showing our general process and what we're trying to do to be proactive, so that our at least our social media clientele sees that we are doing. We've always done it. We've always been proactively clean on our equipment. I'm a big constituent of super clean. It's got to be very, picky about my trucks. I want them clean, clean. The guys are always, if it's up, that's not clean, get back there and do it again. So, but now we're getting them not just clean, but the hoses are going through a second treatment. They're getting
Right.
wiped down. We're pressure cleaning them. The hoses that are going in the houses are getting more attention. We're being more specific about how we're handling them, and more careful on that. And we have to make our customers aware that we are that level, that when we are in homes, we are in environments, we are in commercial, we clean the morgue. I mean,
Right.
for we have our stuff in those environments, we've got to be careful, and we always have. But we've been using Mediclean in the morgue for years as a requirement, just for cross contamination in their medical areas. So, we're familiar with the products, and they need to know that we are. And as now, it's becoming important that we're adaptive to help them if they need it. Some of them, they don't. They just needed to clean their carpets. They just need to keep their home clean. Their kids aren't sick. They just need to trap what's coming in from the animals from outside and clean the soils and trap them and get into a better sanitary care overall. And people are listening to being cleaner. It's incredible. It's such an opportunity for us to be available to be better cleaners, because people want it. People are going to be hungry for, oh, you're a good cleaner. You know what it means to clean. And those that pry on chemistries and things that they're crutch with it, I think they're just lazy. They need to be better
Right.
cleaners.
Right, right. And so another, definitely communicate, have that video ready, have that sheet ready, offer to show the video to anybody that you're about to book an appointment with that's
Call them
interested. Some of them
on your
won't be,
pre-calls.
some of them will be. Right.
Yeah,
Tell
your
them about
pre-phone
that in your
calls.
pre-call. Right.
Yeah, not just the staff needs to know that you're doing it, but the customer.
Right.
Hey, we're
Right.
calling our clients beforehand. We're not afraid to postpone a work to take care of it when the home's healthy, and when we're not they're not compromised by us keeping doors open, and likewise the environment's going to be ready when we come in, and we'll clean it up when it's ready. But
Right.
they are the in between jobs. We process, our employees are watched after. We're checking for sweaty temperatures, coughs, tendencies, any things that we're knowing to be watching for as employers, to keep the other employees safe and healthy, so that we can be there and actually be able to respond. Because if we all get sick at once, and we're a family in our businesses, one person gets sick, we all get sick. And it
Right.
happens quick. We share handles of doors and truck handles and keys and things that are between us, that even as cleaners we are. Yeah, Jason, we still pre-vac. We're just cleaning our vacuums more. We're wiping them down better, and we're being careful about it. And yeah, we might have gone maybe not cleaning them as often as we should. Now we're being even more conscious of wiping the roller brushes down, wiping down the wheels, keep changing the bags more frequently. If we felt we've been in a compromised home, then we're definitely going to take even more care, in our environment. As we're adapting, we're just trying to be ready.
Right. Right. And so as far as, we've talked about some of the chemicals, and so doing wipe downs, basically spraying it with the chemical, letting it dwell the time that it's supposed to dwell, and then wiping it down with just like a microfiber cloth towel.
Polishing cloth, yeah, neutral
Yeah.
cleaner at that point if you
Right.
need to, for another surface clean. And then what the key is here, you got to continue to do it.
Right.
If they've got to now be in a better maintenance program, everything gets treated and we're done. Well, no, it's still going to be there. So as places start to become serviced again, we got to get
Right.
back in there.
Right. And so put some of those commercial clients on a maintenance program. Don't just, I mean, you got to, the upfront communication about this is that it's not just a one and done kind of thing, and now they're coronavirus protected, that they need to do this type of thing until the coronavirus crisis is actually over. And just price it to where where you need to price it at to make money, but, be kind to them and
Yep.
keep them as a long-term client, and help them out. But you still need to make money with it, but let them know the frequency. So what type of well, I guess it really depends on the
Use.
business
Yeah,
and
the
how much
business
traffic
style,
they.
the use, the frequency. I mean, take right now. I mean, they're going to do a deep clean at, let's just say, John Don, for example, where they've closed their warehouses to the public. You know, you can have your will call, come to the door, we'll bring it out to you. Counter sales, the showrooms are closed. So they've controlled, which is good because we're all the cleaners that are now in these environments and cleaning them, and they don't need further cross contamination. So I'm not, you know, I'm a big supporter of them being careful for their staff too. But, you know, that facility is not going to have any traffic outside of their staff right now. So they can really control their cleaning right now. But as people start coming in and out of that environment that are cleaners, that are in dirty environments more regularly, I think that, you know, that kind of facility is going to have to step, even they're going to have to step up their frequencies, you know, where they're probably, I would say at least every other day, definitely not once a week kind of a place, but be looking at a more frequent, at least a general hand cleaning, surface cleaning for hand touch points in these properties. But we definitely, so that's a perfect, you know, then you look at the medical places that are going to have people coming in, and orthodontia and dental and places where people are maybe, yeah, I got a sick little brother and I got to
More
bring him for
frequent.
the appointment. And
Right.
so we're going to be in a process where we just have to be prepared to offer and be available for more cleanings and frequent and give better pricing, give those maintenance programs, you know.
So let's understand this, guys, especially for some of you guys, because this always my heart goes out to some of you guys who are either new or maybe you haven't built up your clientele enough to where you can't go back to them. But so what do you do, right? I would go to some of these places and offer a frequent cleaning service, tell them that you can do it for, again, you still need to make money, and I can't tell you what you need to charge because I don't know what your costs are, right? Everybody always asks me that. Well, what should I charge for this? I mean, I don't know. I could maybe give you a very rough idea, but you need to charge what you need to charge to make money, right? But let them know what it's going to be, but let them know that it's going to need to be frequently. For some of this kind of stuff, we're talking about wipe down or even maybe floor cleaning. It might need to be done every night. You know, if you're talking about like even when restaurants do open, maybe when they first open restaurants, or, you know, we've got
and
a
that's
list
going to put
here.
a further burden on the owner and raise the cost of their operations.
Right.
And we're going to have to continually be adaptive as we're trying to be adaptive to their new needs. You know, it's not like they had this budgeted and they were ready for this to happen.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's not like they were sitting, all right, but a lot of them had planned maintenance spring cleaning, and they're planning to do their spring cleaning anyway. They're ready to start doing this right now. So I think that as we look at our property managed lobbies, public areas where it's condos, apartments, places where a lot of people that don't have control over their cleaning area, but maybe you guys get to their HOA managers, you figure out who's the HOA property people, try to find the contacts to the people that are going to make some decisions right now because their boards are meeting. They're making decisions and they're stepping up their budget to clean, and they're maybe not going to remodel the pool this year, but they're going to spend an extra 10 grand cleaning all their public areas and wiping down their elevators and doing all the other space, you know, cleaning the gym, you know, their in gym areas that they usually just kind of spray down and do a quick wipe down and think the tenants are doing a wipe down. These are public.
They would rather spend that 10 grand than just go out of business or get sued.
Yep.
Right.
So
And
right
not
now, and how are you going to get in touch with them? You know, you can target the buildings. They're there. Their offices are forwarding to them right now. Find their emails. Find the info at buildingmanager.com XYZ and start reaching out to them and send. So they know, not say, hey, we need you right now. We know we need to budget this so that we can, you know, we can move this stuff on for when you are ready. We're here when you need us.
I would still pre-vacuum the carpet. There's kind of a list right there. So restaurants, bars, doctors' offices, anything medical, anything health, commercial leasing agents. I used to love those guys. Commercial realtors, commercial leasing agents. Those guys are great for giving you leads. One guy, I'd give him a $100 gift certificate to a really great restaurant every 6 months or so and give them referral fees and stuff. Banks, gyms, grocery stores, churches, basically any place that either has to stay open right now, but also maybe go after those first, the places that you know are already open, but also go after the places that you know may be opening soon, like the restaurants.
Well, the medical, the kind of side non-essential medicals that are already closing, like a lot of your dentists, your orthodontists, I think Massage Envy, you know, those kinds of places where there's a lot of physical contact and touch or shared space, you know, there's a lot of concern. So the people aren't going, so they don't have business. You know, we take care of a car wash. People aren't washing their cars. They're not doing the detail on their vehicle. They're not stopping in and letting the detail guy make your car polish. They don't care about that right now. They want to care about their kids and finding some, you know, local place that still has toilet paper available.
Right.
Which, by the way, I have a lot. So if anybody needs some, let me know. I'll be happy to get you some. Got plenty. I'll share.
Sean's the reason there's no toilet paper in
That is
Colorado.
not true. We have a normal stock. We have some, and I have plenty to share a little extra. The
Okay.
one ply. I'll share some of the one ply.
Well, that's the cheap stuff anyway. So we talked about some of the places, and again, that's not an all-inclusive list, but just think about who's open, who would be opening
A
soon.
case of
You
two
know,
fly.
well, there we go. Let's go over to Robert's place. So now that you know who to market to, so the other question is how do you market to them? Like Sean said, find out who they are, right? Really, the only real way, 'cause you can't always get their email. I mean, maybe you can call them and ask them for their email. Sometimes they're very combative about that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I've done it. The only real way that you sometimes can do it is to either send them a letter or drop a letter off. And sometimes, a lot of the times, if I really want to get in touch with somebody, I'm going to do both. I'm going to send them a letter and go drop it off. And if I'm there to drop it off, I'm going to see if I can talk to them. Maybe I sent them the letter first. I'm going to go back and drop it off also. Why? When you're marketing to somebody, it's all about multiple touches. You don't just send out an email to your clients and hope that that's going to make the phone ring off the hook. And it might, but don't just send them an email. Send them an email, send them a postcard, give them a voicemail drop. And David Hebert, I think he's on here. We've talked about that before where we're doing voicemail drops. We're going to be maybe talking about that in a little bit in another webinar where you're basically giving them a ringless voicemail drop, for after hours if it's business, that type of thing. But also sending them a letter, also calling them. All of those things to really get in touch with that person. And we've got some really good attention getting sales letters, in the ad
Yeah, if
club.
you can get to their front door and you can
That's what
actually
it's
get a
about.
name to then
Right.
send that directly to someone that actually might get past the gatekeeper in some
Right.
way,
Right.
you need to have a trust point or some referral. Hey, this person that works there referred me to contact you.
Right.
Those are things that people that work in different environments. Make sure they're dropping the card off and coming from the inside out, from the outside in, and target your market to the buildings have more people that are going to have to take care of their properties, that have immediate needs to facilitate getting people into these buildings. I mean, but if you are able to make direct access and in considerate approaches to visiting people, I know at Aramco they've got the cords around. You can't get close to the front desk. You got to keep your 8 feet space. You can't go to the counter. Throw them your money. I'm just kidding. I don't know about that, but you just but we all have our space, so be careful when you go into these spaces. Everybody's hypersensitive about new people coming in. Make sure you're not sending somebody with the sniffles, or any hypoallergenic, or people that are like hypo, going in there way aware, overly aware of, or too aware of their health. But yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity that we need to be ready for, and we've got to be positioning ourselves for by making the contact. And then don't forget your communities, because the customers are waiting to clean. I talked to several, as soon as this blows over, I'm going to buy a gift card and I'm going to prepay you. Thanks. I'll help you guys keep things when they're slow. Customers that are our friends, and our clients that depend on you, that are wanting you to be there when they need you later again. Some of them are willing to say, hey, yeah, we'll prepay. Well, let's give you half down right now before it. And we're still going to do it in July like we planned on. But, we see that you guys need some time to plan for it, and maybe offer some incentive for those sorts of things to your clients to prepay for a little bit of that stuff coming in. But we've always had opportunity. Now you may have time to sit back and see what's really out there.
So
what's
I just
actually
put this up for Sean today. Just basically, he was wanting to offer gift cards to people who were thinking about, cleaning. So we put this up for him. Just a quick gift card. They click on this, they can email, or we might set up a form for this eventually. But
yeah, actually, I was really impressed with what Philip Scott had with the gift fly, I think it was.
Right.
Nice program, not very high cost. The customers can actually incur that 3.9% and the cost to doing it. It makes it very palatable. This link that you created could easily link to that.
Right.
Boom, and then they can buy whatever amount they want. They enter their credit card. They get a digital gift card back to them for whatever increment it was. I've talked to Steve at Fiddlebug, who we also use for our booking for book online option on our website, that we've got some prepay population items to do right through our current service that we have there, but we're trying to emphasize it right now. So I wanted it big. I wanted a button. I wanted a gift card, pre-help, because it's everybody's talking. We're not the only ones. We've been on the local Facebook groups and the other small businesses are saying the same thing. How do we support you?
Right.
Buy a gift card, prepay for this massage, or prepay for the dental, or
Right.
your nails, or whatever it is that you're going to do later. Your go get your hair cut, which mine's a mop already. My sister, I won't be able to see her. She's in California. I'm not gonna get my hair cut for a while. So I'm going, how do we prepay that?
Right. Right. So Giftly, I think is what that was called.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Giftly.
And
So
I
you'd
did
have
sign
that.
up for it today. It was super easy.
Yeah.
It doesn't require a lot of information from you. It's really simple to process. You can take the payment yourself, or the cost of it onto you as the merchant, or you can pass that on to them. Giftly.com is what the website was. If you want to, let's see, I'll post that on there. Um,
There we go. I think I
www.
know.
Yeah, did you get? Yeah, that's it. Thanks,
There we
John.
go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's they were super easy, and they immediately approved our account. I haven't actually started using it yet, but I'm on there, so we can, and you can create custom looks of it. It's a neat little option to at
Sure.
least give your customers a way to sponsor you or to get a gift if you haven't had that. We've done gift certificates for years. That's been
Right.
something we've commonly done. Oh, you want to buy a gift certificate to give to your mom for Christmas for carpet cleaning? We've
Perfect.
commonly we do those. We print them up custom, make them look special to the occasion, and customize those in house for the few that we have. But I hope this becomes a big thing, and I need an automated system for gift
Right.
cards.
Right.
But yeah, do
So
what you
that's the
can.
thing. Like at first, you might not want it to be automated. How much does it cost? Is there a setup for it?
3.9%, no setup fee.
Okay. All right.
3.9%, and then
That's good enough.
I think there's another small fee that's in a part of
Okay.
it as well. Let me see. I
Okay.
think actually I can actually recite you exactly because I had a conversation with Philip Scott out of Houston. Awesome guy. Philip is the bomb. Philip sent me a response in my research today. 3.9% plus 99 cents
Right.
after $20. So
Right. Good. So we're talking about offering them gift cards to marketing and letting commercial people first know how you can help them,
mhm.
letting even your residential clients know how you can help them and that you're there for them. There might even be times, guys, where it might be appropriate to recommend give them some of the sites I just gave you, some of the links. Maybe they can just buy some sanitizer and disinfectant and do some of this themselves. Maybe
Yeah,
not
I,
clean
I have a
carpet always,
customer
but
this week that I call her. Actually, she called me apologizing because she had to cancel with us. I
yeah,
don't do this to people. I'm so sorry. I would never do this. But I have two children in my home that have Lyme disease. They're immune compromised. We know her because we do detail cleaning and had solved problems that other cleaners couldn't in her home. So she's got super
sure,
trust for us.
sure.
And they do a lot of that home cleaning themselves. They are very clean. I mean, you talk about some people being clean, and
They have to
this
be.
home, they have to be because of the protection of the kid. I got a neighbor 2 doors down from me, and their daughter is super immune compromised. I mean, she's got an autoimmune disease that will kill her if she gets something that could be this level of sickness and any virus getting into her life. So she doesn't go to school during flu season.
Wow.
They've kept her out for years just to keep her away from those things. And we're invited in their home. They trust us because they know how clean and careful we are and professional, clean cut our guys are, how nice our vans, all the image things that we do with our business make them feel very comfortable knowing our professionalism will be extended onto our cleanliness and our own care or maintenance of our stuff. And that's
Hmm.
important. And, clean up your equipment, just polish your stuff. Those first impression, clean shirts, clean uniforms, those sorts of things are going to be a big impression thing when you go into a customer. Oh, what were you just in? You just cleaned where? Your shirt's
Right.
full of all those stains, and
Right.
maybe it is clean, but it's just stained. Think
Right.
about the image you're going to be coming in, what people think is clean.
Yep, that image is important. And so we're marketing to past clients, commercial, giving gift card options. All of these guys do all these things. Email them, send postcards, call them, voicemail drop, everything that you can to get in touch with these
You
guys.
know, I, I think people want to know what to do. What
Yeah,
as cleaners, how do we clean? Well,
right,
steam clean, guys. What's
right,
the answer? Hot water steam cleaning. What's the soil that you're cleaning is going to determine your pre-spray, and if you run a conditioning rinse in your machine, or you add some deodorizer to deal with the smell of the dog pee on top of the sanitary effect that you're going to make by cleaning. Just running the wand quickly over and making it steam doesn't necessarily you're removing the soil load that was there. So your claims are important. So how do we clean? We pre-vacuum. We're still doing our detail work. We're conscious about the styles of vacuums we use, changing the vacuum bags, using better filtered vacuums, not just the cheap vacuum or one that doesn't have good, really excellent filtration capabilities. We're going in and pre-treating. We're using our CRBs that are being cleaned between jobs and treated between jobs. The brushes collect so much hair that then could be a constituent of bringing things from house to house. Um, then after pre-scrubbing, we're rotary jet extracting for a deep clean, and we charge extra for that beyond a maintenance clean that we might have been doing. We're now offering our restoration cleaning services. So, our normal cleaning has been to maintain your home, take care of it. We offer a restoration cleaning package, which involves a rotary extractor and a CRB and speed drying, running a wand after it afterward. Lots of additional steps to give a deeper clean when it calls for it. So,
Right. And there might be instances I would think now, and if you're needing the business, especially where you might drop that extra fee for the deep cleaning and for
yeah,
the rotary extraction, where you might say, no,
free deep
normally
clean
we
services we
charge,
offer rotor just to
let
get the
them know,
door
we
bells
normally
ringing.
charge this extra, but during the next 30 days, we're just going to give this to you guys for free because we want to make sure that you have this. I know a couple other clients of mine too are doing like the free sanitizer, to make sure it's still going to make you some money. You don't need to go, broke over giving away any of these offers. But if that's the case, then and you need to do something like that, or you want to do something like that to help your clients, then do it.
Educate your staff, educate them to what cleaning really means. Have them clean. I'm actually having one of them clean my house tomorrow and run a rotary and show that, and not that he hasn't, he's one of our best cleaners, but I think guys get comfortable what they think is clean because they've seen the customers so happy with the results based on what they're getting done, and know is better possible. Years ago, my uncle will be proud, I still use this statement: if better was possible, good is not enough.
Right. I like it.
Could you have done better? And will your conscience and your ethics allow you to think that you could and be okay with it? You didn't do the best when you said you've done this, and a kid's crawling on there, or daycare centers. This is not the time, in my professional opinion, to be offering low moisture topical cleanings on those kinds of environments. We need to be going in and doing thorough steam clean and offer the maintenance cleanings when maintenance cleanings are appropriate. But right now, we can emphasize a deeper clean. If you don't offer that service because you're just a low moisture guy, team up with someone that can emphasize some further offerings of your business during these times when you didn't want to ride the truck mount or do the service or all the things that were involved in that kind of equipment. You're happy with your business. I think that those guys need to also be looking at some strategic partnerships to get more comfort level with their clients. I think they'll see customers being educated about what clean means.
Good. Good. So we're just getting up to the top of the hour. I did want to take some questions, but we didn't talk. We talked a little bit about disclaimers. Is there anything else we want to add about disclaimers? Like, we definitely want to make sure we're saying the right thing on the label. We did talk about that. We want to be very careful to say that we're going in when we're not saying that we're going in to kill coronavirus or that we're killing much of anything, really. I mean, what I would normally do, I would refer right back to I forgot which one had it. One of the two labels actually said in the MSDS sheet that if a client asked me, is it going to kill coronavirus, I would probably refer to the sheet that says it kills influenza A Brazil. H1N1 swine flu.
Metaclean actually lists human coronavirus
Does it?
as one of the
Okay.
specific items, but not necessarily the particular strain.
Right.
But it is on the list of approved products.
Right. So let them know that. Let them know that it's on the list of approved products. But be very careful. Again, Shawn and I are not attorneys. Okay. You really need to do your own diligence and figure out what you're going to tell your clients. But this is just the things that I would tell my clients. Right, that I did tell my clients, that Shawn's telling his clients.
And it's not just your vacuum, your hoses, your wands, your corner guards. There's a big cleaning regiment that needs to go on. Your door handles of your vans.
Right.
You guys need to step up your game, and so we are too. That regular maintenance is being done on the cabs of the trucks, in and out of the shops, people sharing vehicles. The areas that we're all being respectful and knowing who we're interacting with as employees that right now are out in the field, and a lot of people aren't. A lot of our neighbors they've self-quarantined. They've stayed home with their kids. They're doing their due diligence to make sure this doesn't spread. Don't be proactive so it doesn't. I'm trying to, as I interact in and out of my home, I change my clothes when I come home just to be super careful. I'm not an overly paranoid person, but I want to keep my home safe because I am making extra effort leaving to try to help, with the families that are calling on us and that are technicians that are ready and healthy to service. We want to be really careful about our processes. So
So a couple of questions. We'll go ahead and start taking some of these questions. Let's see here.
Our best line of
What?
defense is remove soil. John, you're right.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, wait a minute here. Let me gotta get all my stuff on my screen situated. Okay. The best line of defense is to clean it first, obviously, before you even put down an antimicrobial or a disinfectant, sanitizer, anything. You want to go ahead and clean it first. Ron, somebody made a good point. Ronald, many list a viricide that they are a viricide in the label. So would you say, Shawn, that that's okay to say that could kill corona? Well, you don't want to come out and say
It
that could kill
it
corona,
could
but
kill, and it has claims to kill, and it's an effective product to treat many situations with, but
right,
unless it states what I wouldn't advertise to the specific kill claim unless you
right,
know and it's on the label that it does that.
yeah,
However, we got outside of the law, I think we need to be using these products if we have them to make safe and healthy, especially if we're at a low volume and availability on things that may not have the claims, but don't make a
right.
claim you've done it. You got
So
to we've cleaned it, we've sanitized it.
right,
That's about the level, made it sanitary are
right.
safe words to use.
So
Safer.
good point. And when putting out advertising and something in print or even an email or anywhere online,
Video.
be 5 times in video, be 5, 10 times more cautious about what you're saying. Maybe talk about cleaning for health. Talk about how you are applying a germicide or a viricide, but don't really talk about that you're going to be killing coronavirus. I've seen some terrible things for that. You know, definitely talk about the cleaning for health aspect. Talk about what you can apply for them. Talk about the hot water that you're cleaning with. Talk about all this other stuff, but don't come out and say we're gonna kill coronavirus. That we're gonna kill any virus really, because you don't really know, especially on carpet.
Well,
Even more so
Corona has something to say. Corona
corona
says, I love it.
sanitizing deodorizers. What do you think of that, Shawn?
Not a bad statement. It's a lot of what we're doing, especially if there's pet pee and we're trying to create a sanitary environment.
Right,
Some of the products have a specific sanitizing claim on them, not disinfecting. So be clear about what you're claiming to what the bottle says. I think
right,
the best thing is treatment. SanaClean, make up a statement, if you're gonna, but really sanitary is really the
right,
best place that we're getting it, acceptable. And get a document and start studying a little bit, read up on what science has to offer in history. This is 20 years ago. Plus, I mean, we've been cleaning. You think about the history of cleaning. We know we have to keep healthy environments. People don't. Budget says, oh, don't clean the airplanes, don't clean the airports. And then all of a sudden, and then it's we're going to spray and fog this instead of actually cleaning it. And we're going to change our processes. You know, um, we are not a clean environment overall, and we've stepped down to making it look polished, polish the door handles, make the glass doors look nice, and the rest is acceptable. Well, it's not, and we have to clean deeper and more, and be aware that they don't clean as deep as you might think they are when they're on a budget and they've been told to go quickly into that area and just kind of make the outside look good. That's the methodology that a lot of janitors, union employees, labor employees that have been out there doing things in the areas that we're traveling. And we need to be aware of that, protect ourselves as we're in those environments now more than ever. But certainly now, as we're aware and hyper aware of our health and our environment.
right. I think it'd probably be okay to say that you're applying a sanitizer
Yeah,
in your
you're
marketing.
applying a
That way,
product that has
right.
sanitizing
'Cause
claims.
that's technically what you're doing, and you could even say that does have viricide killing. Well,
And
no,
you might be not able to apply that product in the state that you're in, depending on the
right,
regulations. Some of these products, and frankly, I've seen them on the supply houses and some of the smaller houses, not in the big houses, where it says not for sale in California, yet I'm in a California supply house seeing it on their shelf. So,
right,
you're buying products that may have already slipped through the cracks somehow from a supply chain that you're then putting that you actually can't apply in your state legally. Now, maybe they'll lift variances so we can just get things out there and get stuff sprayed so things can get treated faster. But that hasn't happened, and
hasn't happened
until we can be told we're cowboys and just go shooting viruses out there in the range, we better not be just grabbing every shotgun out there.
right. So a couple of quick questions. Would you offer cleaning of doorknobs and light switches as an added
Yes,
service? Sure,
yes,
sure.
definitely.
especially for
everything you can.
commercial. They would probably love you for that. In fact, it's a free bonus offer. I'm actually writing a letter right now for a few of my clients specifically for that type of thing. By the way, some of you guys have already talked to me about that. Probably it'll be ready tomorrow. But one of the offers that we thought about doing was something like that. Free, counter treatment, that type of thing, anything that doesn't already have clutter on it, that type of thing. So that is a good idea, for sure. And it would basically be you misting it, letting it sit for the appropriate dwell time, and wiping it with a microfiber cloth. Easy peasy, right?
Yeah,
So
I want to continue to emphasize though to all the cleaners listening, to the restorers and those guys that have employees, just really try to ease your staff, make sure that they're on a good level, that you're communicating every day and knowing what you're able to offer them, and they're not angry. It's not like they're blaming you as their employer that can't give them work or hours to do things. And I find the guys that I have that say, go do the rags, go clean the towels, go do this area, do things that we haven't had time to do, they're appreciative of that from an employer standpoint. We're going to be seen as employers of how we've kept our people around us uplifted and our families taken care of. And we may come to a point where they shut us down and we can't work. They might, be supportive of your staff when you can.
right, right. UV light, is that a good method for disinfecting?
Not in this scenario. It's not
No.
been validated for our scenario. Any
Right,
cleaning is effective. Any of these treatments are going to do something. Just be
right.
careful about your claim. UV is going to do stuff. It's going to kill things. So can we make the claim that it's going to kill corona, the COVID-19? I wouldn't say that.
Or I probably wouldn't even say it's the recommended thing to try.
No,
Right,
ozone isn't. The other treatments of gases treatments are not, getting to it. Although air treatments, fogging where it's huge and then getting on the particles where it can drop them or treat them in the air does seem to be effective, at least in what we've seen visually and whatever's being released from what China has done.
right. So yeah, that's a good point. You would either, and I don't know, I mean, like the mold remediation protocol would be use like a cloth and then clean it, and then you can um,
Treat it, throw it away. It depends on the surface. So it depends, what you're cleaning the surface of. So
right,
you got to clean it first, clean the bio load, and then apply the products with a cloth. But you still got to keep them wet for 10
right,
minutes on most of these products for their claim to be satisfied.
right. Yeah,
But reusable cloth, wash them, sanitary. Watch the soil load on lighter colored, perhaps. Yellow microfibers or white cloths, and when they show their soil getting on them and they're not transfer, collecting, but they're transferring and shifting, switch your towels, wash them, clean them, go through a sanitary process, a multi bucket rinsing process to keep your things as clean as possible in that sanitary effect.
so Mark's asking, would it be safe to say we're applying an EPA registered disinfectant? If you indeed are
Yep.
applying an EPA registered disinfectant on
Like
the
MetaClean.
appropriate thing that you're applying it to,
Yeah.
okay? Don't apply it on carpet when it says it can only be used on hard floor or
Yeah, but
hard surface.
MetaClean actually has claims. It says for carpet. So, I mean,
Yeah,
it
medically.
specifically has statements for it. So, the products have but you got to use them the way and treat them to the the dispensing level. How many square foot per ounce per gallon? Are you getting a treat? Are you
Pay attention.
saturating the surface?
Right. Pay attention to that. Pay attention. Now, this will void new warranties on carpet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
these are
this will void new
quads. They
stuff.
destroy nylons and ionic dye
Right.
resistors. So
Right. Right. But on commercial
definitely
carpet, that's fine.
commercial carpet still has it, but the fact is that it didn't have any warranty that you're going to be
Right.
sacrificing with its treatment.
Right.
And
Right. Gotcha. Good. And honestly, guys, if you're talking to doctors' offices, dentists and orthodontists and people like that, massage therapists, they really need this, So they're okay, they should be okay with foregoing they didn't have a warranty anyway. It's fine. This is what you should.
chiropractic offices,
Right.
places that are to the clean, to the healthy, that are wanting to be healthy, maybe choose the type of products you're offering them based on the clientele. Boulder is very hypersensitive on chemistry, and your cleaning techniques being more with steam
Right.
or botanicals for your treatment as opposed to quaternaries. If the client's educated, be educated at what's out there and know they may be more receptive to thyme oil.
Right.
Got a lot of hippies in Boulder. They like
Right.
their natural treatments, and those are things that are considered non-toxic to us. and they're very effective on these surfaces, and they've shown effective in similar scenarios.
But
But those we don't have the claims on, so be
right,
careful.
it's not on the list. It's not. But if a client really wants you to do it, talk to them
Clean and
about it.
sanitize. I have
Right,
botanic. I have Benefect in my vehicle and my spray down stuff. It's the stuff that I'm using on a day to
right,
day.
right. It's healthier for you. Odoban, I'm not sure. I know that's been something, but I don't know if it's on the list or not. I don't know. Look at the label.
If it's
But
sub-labeled or labeled there, what's on its label claim? Have the bottles, have the labels. I don't
yeah,
think it is, David, either.
David's saying it's not. It's probably not. So we'll take a couple more questions, and we'll probably close the webinar. So if you guys had something pressing, go ahead and get those in now. Let's see. Mark is asking, when carpet's treated with disinfectant, is it best to clean first? Yes, and then
Yes.
apply. Yes, and then leave the disinfectant on the carpet for the dwell time. Yes,
And then rinse it out. But you got
right,
to clean and then a secondary clean. So you're going to be doing a double step process
right,
in this to do
right.
it. Yeah. So we're
Oh.
definitely looking at every opportunity that's out there, just trying to stay busy with, helping our customers, being ready, being educated, being just better at what we do, being better people, thinking about that a lot.
I believe on Odoban, and I'm just trying to go by memory. I could be wrong, but I think it's EPA registered for hard surface and not for carpet.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm also looking
Check,
at,
check the
if guys are looking for more, specific help when they're sitting by, one of the things to think about doing right now, if your guys aren't busy and you can't train, go practice repairs, get guys doing things that they're not so great at because they're not doing enough of or not comfortable with. Hopefully you've got a training program in place at your company that now you can just step it up a little bit and put some of those training dollars that hopefully you have budgeted towards payroll to getting your guys in some self-training and helping them be there so that they're ready to be there and help. But help people. Help. That's right, Robert. Be there to help others. Helping others uplift your fellow cleaner. This isn't the time to be competitive. This is time to be helpful. And if you're seeing guys pushing themselves in a way or advertising and marketing in an unscrupulous way, distance yourself. Give them some good, advice as a good brother and sister in this industry and try to help each other. I plead to the other instructors that are not able to teach right now. We're all on hiatus for 8 weeks, most of us from our supply houses that we're not traveling to be there for direct training on ISCRC front. But I know a lot of us are looking at webinar options and ways that we can continue to deliver training for you. So feel free to reach out to me if there's something I can help your company with. Help where it would be uplifting to your staff to have some training on cleaning procedures or demos. I'm looking at all sorts of opportunities to bring a live environment into your computer and help you guys. So
what's your best contact info here, or do you want to give them a different?
don't call my phone number on that.
Oh,
It's going to
no,
get
no,
our
no, no,
office.
don't
The
call
girls
that.
won't know
All
where to find us.
right.
That's Colin right there. You'll love Colin. There's in the Stark showroom cleaning.
Sorry.
Call me or my email. So I'll post that there for you. And
Okay.
that's the best way to reach me. If you have a direct need, you can certainly get me on my cell phone. I'll be happy to get that to you so that you guys can find me. But that's my direct personal email that I
Perfect.
posted there. And certainly I'll respond and happy to help anybody I can and network you to product options. I do a lot of training for the university systems, the schools, and the airports. I'm actually on an aviation group right now that we've been called into a couple of the airports to do some upgraded training, particularly New Orleans and a few of the others that are on our program. So they're cleaning, they're where they need to do it. And I'm just limiting my travel right now until I'll step back into those environments myself so that I can be available and best suited to help others.
Good,
So
good.
good, John.
So
Stay busy, buddy. Stay cleaning. Clean
yeah,
now.
so
Help those that need it.
a couple other questions to go back over. Someone mentioned that Pennsylvania is forcing the closure. I'm
Yeah, but
not sure.
John's
Cleaning
maintenance.
companies might be. Yeah, cleaning
Maintenance and
companies,
home maintenance.
home maintenance. Yeah,
Home
that
maintenance and restoration, I think, are on the excluded. I would say are probably going to be on a lot of them. I don't know how many of you caught onto the ISSA broadcast, vote email that was it's geared to be for us as them as being our constituents, which is one of the things that RIA does for us as an industry partner. Being out there, they did for us to vote to have rights to be on the non-excluded list, that we are a viable and needed service in the restoration and cleaning industry now, and
right.
not to limit our access. So continue to call your congressmen, contact people that have influence, your mayors. reach out to those people that know that our influence, that we are being protected to our staff, and that we're being proactive to help. And if we're not put out and they're allowed there on the front lines, it's going to be even longer before we can get out there. So,
Right.
yeah, just make sure your congressman knows if you have any access to any of your local officials on the local ground, as well as using ISS or the RAA and ISSA's advocacies to help us get out there and clean.
It would be silly if they stopped it, but you never know. The government, they God only knows what they're going to do. Dominic,
this isn't a political discussion. I don't do politics or religion in my discussions because it just gets us in trouble.
We're not going to do that. But Dominic is asking, yes, I do have a commercial letter that I'm working on. I might be ready tomorrow. If not tomorrow, by over the weekend, Monday, I do have one. I've been working on one, and I'll be having a couple of those letters specifically for cleaning for health. We're not going to call it a Corona letter, but cleaning for health during this crisis. So yeah, and me, I'm not real sure. I mean, I'm not. I don't remember. I'm trying to go by memory on that one. So I don't know if the you check the label. That's the best thing I can tell you. Make sure you're cleaning it for the thing that actually it says that it should be cleaned for, because there could be a lot of that goes on with that. All right, guys.
Y'all have a great night.
Yes, we're going to go ahead and put it on. It'll be on the cleaning marketing board. I'll probably repost the replay if it worked well. Sometimes these replays don't turn out well. But Shawn, I appreciate you like crazy doing this. And guys, give Shawn a big hand. Give Shawn a big hand. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Bill.
Appreciate all you guys hopping on here and hanging out with us.
Hope Keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean.
Hope you got something out of this. And yeah, look for the replay coming soon. So, all right, guys. Talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.